Alright, so here's the second part to our video. I'm going to make this one quick because, like I said, I do not want you to have information overload. That is not productive in a golf swing. We already talked about the one thing I want you to work on for now. Get that mastered and we can talk again and send a new video in, especially whenever we start hitting balls too. Few things real quick though, just to leave you some food for thought. Alright, so at the top of the swing, you have a good swing. I really like what I see. I like the action. It looks solid. You know, you obviously have been playing for a while. You got some good speed through the ball. Let me put it on loop here. Alright, so one thing that we're going to talk about, and like I said, I'm going to give you a little thought here. Tiger gets up to the top here. He's still tilted behind like we're going to work on. One of his first moves, you see this little dip he does? That's him bumping forward a little bit. He's moving his hips laterally this way. Alright. You can see it more from the side of our last video. But he's moving them that way. Alright. One of the things we do at the top, we move our hips this direction. It's more of a spin, which causes this kind of over-the-top move. See, you're in a good position here, but our first move is out that way. Watch the hands. Outside a little bit, very steep coming in across the ball. Whereas Tiger's first move is going to be down with his hands. See how his hands are staying a little bit more behind him? I'll show you what I really mean as far as steep too. And we'll get there. I promise we will. You're gonna shave easily. You're gonna pick up some yardage. You're gonna shave at least 5 strokes, 10 strokes this summer. Got a good feeling about it. Alright, so one thing that I'm really talking about here as far as steepness, Tiger's coming in a little bit more on plane. Let me draw up a plane here for you. Through the loop, or through the belt loop and through the shoulder, perfectly right in the middle. It's hard to tell where our ball is, but let's do this. Let's do this. We're a little bit more vertical. See how our club is kind of outside the plane up here? Come in a little bit, but we're still kind of very vertical, coming through the upper part of the shoulder. Let me clear this out. Coming through the upper part of the shoulder here. Tiger's coming through that lower forearm. That's what we're going to start working on in the future once we start getting stacked from behind the ball. One thing at a time. So one thing that if in between now and our next lesson, that if you have mastered staying behind the ball at the top, one thing that I want you to work on is trying to bump your hips a little bit forward at the top of the swing rather than going to a straight spinning out the hips and really trying to rip it through the hitting area. I want you to have a little pause, take a little bump, and then you can move forward. Okay, so Tiger, pause, 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 bump forward. Now his hips are moving. Now his belt buckle. Let me go to just prior to impact. Belt buckle's pointing out here where we are. We have already spun out. We're more pointing towards this direction. Just a little bit too much spin in the top. It's going to cause an over-the-top move. Like I said, work on that bump with your hips a little bit moving forward as you're stacked behind the ball. You're going to get a little bit more consistent ball flight. Plus, we'll be able to hit a draw on command. Feel free to reach out to me if you ever have any questions. Everyone, this was a video via Fiverr golf lesson.